So what's going on, people? Today I want to talk about Gaara. We're going to talk about both these Gaaras in this video. It's going to be a Gaara overview video. Let's look at his stats here. He's got very high health, pretty low attack, kind of middling defense, slightly above average ninjutsu, same with resistance, and he's weak to fire. If you want to compare these stats to the lightning main, it's got well above the lightning main in health, lower attack, higher defense, higher ninjutsu, and higher resistance. So he's pretty strong. So let's take a look at him. He has a mystery called Sand Hell, launches a barrier. Then, if the barrier's up, it increases the attack and ninjutsu of wind attribute units by 40%. So they have to be wind attribute units to get this 40% buff. Then, when this barrier is active, it transforms into another mystery. And then, you can use it again if you have enough chakra to cause huge, massive damage to your opponent's whole lineup. It doesn't matter if there's 2 guys out there, or 9 guys out there, or 50 guys out there. Gaara gonna hit them all, and it's gonna do a crap ton of damage, and it's gonna do knockdown to 1 unit on their team that you picked out. So if you want to do your combo, you need to pick which ninja out of all those ninjas out that you want to knock down, and that's what you're gonna do. He also has an attack here. It's a taijutsu ninjutsu attack, so you're going to be able to bypass immunities if they're immune to taijutsu or ninjutsu. Attacks opponent's unit in the front row. It has a given chance of high float. I would say that chance is kind of low. It doesn't happen that often. Gaara will also generate a shield for himself based on 30% of his resistance. His resistance is pretty good, and you can increase it through his mood if you would like to. I don't really think it's worth it that much, but you can do it. It's something you can do. It also helps him with his low defense. He has like middling defense, and he's kind of a tank, so having middling defense ain't that good. But given this 30% extra health that he's going to have on top of it because it's a shield, at least that kind of helps him out. He has a passive here called Super Armor, immune to low float, high float, repulse, and knockdown. And this is why he's kind of a tank. He has high HP for one thing, but he has low defense. But he's immune to low float, high float, repulse, and knockdown, so he's immune to all chases, and chases do a lot of damage in this game. So that's kind of why he's tank in this game. That's why you would want him to put him. You don't feel bad when he's up here. Now, he has a passive here, Defender of the Land of Wind. At the beginning of the battle, generate a shield based on 30% of this unit's resistance for all units on your team. So this passive at the beginning of the fight is going to give everybody on your team a shield, and if you look at this picture here of this defender, it has +1 on it, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But just know that what I said there has already got the +1 on it. Now he has a chase here. Chase's high float causes knockdown. So when Gaara's actual attack causes that high float, he will be able to chase it by himself and cause knockdown. So that's pretty nice. So that's not everything about him, so let's look and see. Type in Gaara here. Pretty annoying. Probably because I don't have him here. Oh. That's why. Sorry. Sorry, I would click him here. You have to go to train to get this. I don't know what I was thinking as in like a brain freeze. But you go through here and you click the very last one. It's going to say breakthrough. Now we've clicked breakthrough. We have skill breakthroughs here. And then he has skill books here that increase his skills. And to get these, click this, You can see I have 80 extra fragments of this Gaara. You need 100 to get this skill book that will give his Sand Hell +1. If you remember, I already had +1 on one of my moves. So let's go over what happens with these skill books here. Alright, so this is his mystery, Sand Hell. So you launch the barrier, that's what he does, and then it transforms into his damage mystery. And that's where this skill book actually comes in. So normally, after you use his mystery and it hits somebody and they cause knockdown, if you have the skill book, it will knock them down and cause Immobile on them. Immobile is extremely strong, it interrupts their mysteries, and it skips their turn so they can't attack any longer and they can't participate in chases. Very strong. This is a very good skill book to get. He doesn't have one here for this Sand Shower, but he does have one for the Super Armor. Now once you get the skill book for this, it will give him 20% extra defense, which is very nice because, as I said earlier, he has low defense. Like, it's not low, but it's kind of middling, and he's in the front, so you want to have as much defense as possible. This helps him out. Now here is what I already had the +1 in. So normally, he would generate a shield based on only 20% of his resistance. But since I already had the +1, as I read, it gives 30%. If you do it again, this guy has 3 skill books for this move. It goes to 40%. So pretty big shield there. And as last but not least, we have his chase. It normally just chases high float and causes knockdown, but this adds Immobile to it. And as I said earlier, Immobile is a super strong move. Very good. It makes this character so good. This character with all these skill breakthroughs is extremely powerful. So let's take a look and look at how he works out. We're gonna go with 12 clones. Alright, so this is how it goes. You have to launch this barrier manually. And as you can see down, or you might not be able to see it. So once you can see down here is his mystery transformed into the Sand Prison Spear attack. Now, because I'm using Lightning Main to generate chakra, I was able to get the chakra necessary to launch this on the second turn. As you can see, he does damage to everybody, and he causes knockdown to that one unit. But normally, it costs 60 chakra to do this spear attack that he just did. So you'll launch the barrier on turn 1 for 20 chakra. Then turn 2, you don't have enough chakra to launch his attack. So turn 3, you would be able to launch his attack. Has a 3-round cooldown. So now you can see I can't launch another barrier to pop it up. Alright, so if you're wondering why has he got this lightning on him, it's because I have that skill book on him. I already have skill broke through on him on that one move, and so he got lightning in there to signify that he has extra characteristics for your opponent. So let's look at this one more time afterwards, since I didn't have the bottom up high enough so you could see. Gonna launch the barrier, changed over, then you can see it costs 60 chakra to launch this spear attack. And it takes you an extra turn, so you launch it, you have to wait a turn, then use this move. This is an extremely strong move, so it's definitely worth it. So that's all of his animations. So now let's take a look at the other guy here. Or first, let's look and see where we can get this guy. He's in this collection shop, and he's in the Konoha Crush. You can get his fragments 5 times a day for 200 ninja points. This is the only way to get him other than when you first get the game, or if you haven't got this if you haven't bought it yet, you can buy him, I think, 4 stars for $5, $1 a day. He's very strong, so if you want to support the game, that's probably the best way to do it. You can also get him in the black market sometimes, but yeah, you might not get him. Also, sometimes he appears in chase missions on the weekends. So now let's take a look at this Gaara right here, Kazakage Gaara. So let's look at his details here. This is this is bare minimum Gaara here. Level 1, Awakening 0, green. Yes, but you can tell that he has not amazing stats here. He has high health like usual. He's got slightly above average defense, kinda average really. And he's got slightly above average ninjutsu, and he's got the same for resistance. So let's look and see what the difference is here. Okay. He's got a mystery here. Whoops. The prompt cause damage of wind and earth to 9 units and causes knockdown. So this Gaara likes earth and wind, unlike the other one that just likes wind. So he also, as you could tell, doesn't have the same mystery as the last one. So then he's got an attack, Taijutsu Ninjutsu, stand shower, attacks opponent's front row. Has a chance of causing 3 combo high float. He has a passive super armor, same as the last Gaara. Passive, sand style barrier, sand hell. Launches a barrier, increases by 40% attack and ninjutsu for earth and wind on your team. Moreover, you will generate a shield for 2 ninjas based on his resistance, 40% of it. So this is different than the last Gaara because he launches this barrier passively. So that makes you need to have high initiative, otherwise he's not going to launch this barrier. You need to have higher initiative than your opponent if you both have barrier launchers. And because it's a passive, if they have a character like Gaara who just launches his own barrier manually, it will cover up your barrier and it will be gone forever. You will never get any benefit out of this passive. But it saves you a turn. You don't have to waste your chakra throwing it up there. It also, unlike the last Gaara, helps earth attribute units. Unlike the last Gaara, he don't do that. So he also has a chase here, Sand Burial. Chases attacks, high float, causes knockdown, and immobile. So he already has immobile on his chase, unlike the last Gaara who needs to work for that immobile, needs to actually get skill breakthrough to get into it. But if you look at it, if you go to train up here again, we go type in GA for Gaara. We click on him. He doesn't have any breakthroughs. You're not going to be able to upgrade him. He is who he is. So how do we get him? He's not in any of these. So you go down here to instances, elite instance. Once you are level 90, you'll be able to do this and sweep for him 3 times. You have to 3-star this mission, then every day you can sweep 3 times to get his character fragments. And that's all there is to it. There's also, you can get him in 5K treasure. There he is right there. He's a rare in here. Costs 60 seal scrolls to get a rare in here. 60 seal scrolls and you can get any of these purples. You can also get doubles of these purples. So you might not get this Gaara for a long time based on your luck. Let's take a look at this Gaara. His animations. It's alright. So passively, he throws up the barrier. It doesn't cost him anything. And he's able to actually use his attack on the first round, unlike that last Gaara. And as you can see, that Kakashi is immobile because Gaara chased him, caused the immobile. He also is immune to being knocked down from these Kakashis, and he's got that shield on him, so he's not taking any damage. Alright, so this Gaara's mystery cost 80 chakra, unlike the last Gaara who cost 60. So I'm using this lightning main to give me that 80 chakra on the second turn. Now, he did do damage to 9 units. You don't have to... It's going to be hard to tell because I haven't trained this Gaara, so the damage isn't going to look impressive like the other Gaara did. Keep that in mind, this guy's only level 1. Alright? Now he also causes knockdown, and you can make a team to where you can launch into Gaara's chase, so you can get the immobile off into this mystery here. So you can get your immobile off in this mystery. Just remember that. So I've already seen everything this Gaara does. So let's be done with this. Now, between these two Gaaras, which one is better? The only reason that you would want this Gaara, this Kazekage Gaara, over this normal Gaara, is if you really want to use Earth characters, you have high initiative, and you think you can always get this barrier to stick. If you have Earth characters in your team, then you want them to be on your team, yeah, this Gaara is going to be able to boost them. Alright? Well, overall, normal Gaara here, right now in the game, is better than Kazekage Gaara because he has skill breakthroughs, and Kazekage Gaara does not. So, yeah, you can go over that with however you want. I think I've talked about everything there is to do with this character, so there you go.